And look, freedom is threatened by the ever-present effort to tax, tax, tax. Every major piece of legislation brought forward by the Democratic majority in this past session of Congress had a tax increase in it. Healthcare legislation, farm legislation, energy legislation, an AMT tax bill had a big tax increase in it as well. And I give them some credit for honesty. They want to dramatically expand the size and the reach and scope of the federal government. The only way they can do it is to dramatically increase taxes, and they have tried, but they failed on every count. So every time we encounter a tough issue like this, those framers of the Constitution, so frustrating in their wisdom, there are few phrases that I find more apt, more powerful, and more clear regarding taxes than the simple fact that the power to tax is the power to destroy. And someone coming at this from the left may say, well, that's not really true. And then you say, well, how about a 100% tax rate? Give me everything you have. And then they think, well, gee, maybe, I guess technically that's true. It is true. Taxes have consequences. We need to recognize that and think about that. Now, look, I suppose there may be some disagreement in this room, but we need taxes. We do need some taxes because we agree that there are some fundamental responsibilities and services that only the federal government can provide, and we need to pay for that. And we need to make sure, to the best of our ability, that tax burden is fair, is uniform, distorts the economy to the least extent possible, and the like. But taxes have consequences. If you tax capital investment, you're going to get less capital investment, and if you're concerned about, say, manufacturing jobs, it's going to have an impact. If you have death tax rates of 50%, you're going to get far fewer family-owned businesses because they're the ones that are disproportionately subjected to that tax. Do we believe in entrepreneurship, personal ownership of businesses, the commitment of a family business to a community, and the vibrancy and the strength and the health of that community? Well, then we shouldn't be taxing those businesses with a rate of 50%. You tax individuals, power. That's exactly right. Look, money is power. Money is power. It's not a revelation. But what that means, that if Washington is collecting more money, Washington is more important, the individual is less important. And if Washington is collecting less and the individual is retaining more, it makes Washington less powerful and the individual more powerful. There are a lot of people in Washington that are uncomfortable with that. I think that's good for America. We should not be afraid to give people more power. And it's unfortunate to say, but in some circles in Washington there is a mentality and an approach to government that suggests that some legislators don't trust people. They don't trust state representatives to make good decisions about issuing secure driver's licenses. Right? They were the same ones that didn't trust the states to administer welfare. The welfare reform in 1996, probably one of the most significant positive reforms in our social welfare system, gave much more power to states, and what happened? Welfare rolls were dramatically cut. People now being given the opportunity, those that really need it, to get job training or other support that they might need to become independent of government. What a change in approach, what a change in mindset. Extremely important. But there were many people that didn't trust the state legislatures to handle their welfare programs. They don't trust local selectmen or mayors or town councils to make good zoning decisions. They just don't trust people. The one thing that you can always count on me to do is put my confidence and trust in people here in New Hampshire and across the country. I said before, we can't agree on every issue. But I want you to know and understand how I come at my job, how I approach the honor it is to represent New Hampshire in the United States Senate, the honor it is to serve in the United States Senate. And I am proud of the fact that no Republican senator has done more to protect personal freedom and civil liberties in the United States Senate. No one has worked harder to protect the Internet from regulation and government intrusion and taxation. And no one feels more passionately than I do that the reason New Hampshire is the greatest state to live in America is because we have the lowest taxes in America. Those are the values I carry with me every day, that I serve the state of New Hampshire in the United States Senate. They're the values that I really think set the right tone for government, for work in Washington, for work in the Senate, and I think they're the values that are really right for the people of the state of New Hampshire. I thank you very much for the invitation to be with you tonight, and I wish you good luck in your work.